Greetings, fellow Earthlings. As the title says, these are my top fails here in Spain. And I'm just going to jump right in, okay? I'm just going to jump right in. So my number one, my first fail that happened, and this is not exactly in order of importance. It's probably more like in the chronological order of when it happened. So I am in Madrid. I work about an hour outside of Madrid. So when I first got here, I was staying with the host family, but I was so excited about finding out where I work and see the little town that I work in, because I work in a little old town. This is the town, guys. This is like one of the little parks. I'm like right across the street from an elementary school right now. Anyway, so yeah, that's a little bit of the town, and I wanted to see the town. So what I did was I hopped on a bus, and I knew it was like an hour out. So I hopped on a train, then hopped on a bus, and I got here. So I'm here. I got to see the town. It was like a Saturday, and like I had been in Madrid for like 3 weeks, which is like city. So basically, like I was in a downtown, bustling city. Everyone walking around, city never sleeps type of deal. So when I came out here, it was like peaceful and calm, and the sun was shining, and I was chilling. I was just chilling. But the buses run differently on the weekends. So like they might not have a bus every, like for instance right now they have it every 30 minutes. So I didn't know the schedule. And I was like, you know what? Let me head back now. Let me just head back just in case, because it's getting kind of late. And it was like about 4, and I'd just been chilling there for like 3 hours. So I was like, I'm gonna head back now. So I head to the bus, and I get to the bus stop, and I was kind of like rushing to the bus stop because I saw that there was I saw what time it was getting there. So I had like 9 minutes to get there to the bus stop, and I got there. And then I didn't know. This is so much more of a fail than I even remembered. I actually didn't know where I was supposed to stand. I was like, am I supposed to stand here? Because my GPS was telling me like the bus stop was, which I know now was like by the highway. So like imagine like you're getting like where you get off a highway and get on the highway. Like you're in the city. So basically my GPS was taking me to the point where like the city of St. Augustine began. And I was like, am I supposed to go there? But this looks like the bus stop. Like, because it was the bus stop. Anyway, so I went over there, and I was like, well, I guess I'm close enough. Like, I was kind of close enough. I was definitely close enough to see if the bus came. But I wasn't close enough to run for it. Like, I would run for it, and I would miss it. Especially if these bus drivers weren't stopping for me. Anyway, I was like, no, Tori, this spot right here by the highway that's like in the middle of the street is not the bus stop, even though your GPS said it. That looks like a bus stop is the bus stop. So go to the bus stop. So I went to the bus stop, and I'm waiting here, but it like never came. I was like, where are you? And when I say it never came, like it didn't come at the time that it was supposed to come. And there's like a little screen that says how long, and it didn't come. And then I'm looking at my app, and it says the next one is not scheduled until 9 a.m. the next morning. I was like, where am I gonna stay? I can't stay here. I need the bus to come. Where are you? What do you mean you're not scheduled? You never came. What do you mean? Why? I never missed you. I know I was confused about if the highway part was the bus stop or not, but I'm here, and I never was not here, basically, kind of. Like, you didn't come. Where are you? So there are other people sitting at the bus stop, and I'm like, okay, so I guess they believe it's coming. So I'm going to just have faith in their faith that the bus is going to be here, right? 15 minutes later, the bus arrives. I'm like, thank God. Now, mind you, their transportation system, like I have a card that I just pay on every month, and I have unlimited travel. Like I can go wherever I need to with my bus card within the city limits. So like they have like zones. So like I work in zone 3, so like I have like basically I go the farthest out. So I can go anywhere in the zone 3, like up to from zone A to zone 3 with my card. Like I could take the bus, I could take the fast train, I could take the subway. I can get on it as much as I want. Go down 3 stops that way, come back 3 stops this way, like as much as I want. As long as I'm paying like once a month. But when I first got here, I didn't have this beautiful card. And I had a card that you had 10 trips on it. So if you took the subway 3 stops to go get some food, and then you took it 3 stops to come back, that's 2 trips. You have 8 more. And if you took the subway 3 stops and then got on the bus, you used 2 trips, and then you got to the place you were trying to go, and then if you came back, you used 2 more trips. So that's 4 trips for 1 run to get some food. So yeah, it added up, So I had my 10 trip card, and I was coming out here. When I was trying to come out here, they were like, oh, the 10 trips doesn't work. Mind you, like, it wasn't like they said, hey, oh, this 10 trip thing that you have right here, it doesn't work. They're speaking to me in Spanish, and I'm like, why won't they let me get on the bus? What is happening? This is the thing that I use to get on the bus. Why won't you let me get on it? And then anyway, someone eventually told me, you need to pay like you need to pay like you that doesn't work. You have to pay in cash. So thankfully I had some cash, and mind you, I prepared myself. So now we're fast forwarding back to the panic Tori who thought she was going to be sleeping on the bench for the night until the bus came the next day. So she was prepared though. She knew how much it cost to make that trip. She paid for it on the way there. She knew how much it was going to cost on the way back. So I get on the bus and I'm like, oh, it's packed, but I'm like, I'm just happy you're here. And then the bus driver, I try to give him his change and he won't take it. I'm like, what? And he's like shaking his head. And now I'm instantly annoyed. Why are you shaking your head at me? I'm on the bus. You're here. You were late, sir. And you don't even know where I'm going. Like, why would you take my money? Like, so, like, and he wasn't even trying, like, I could understand enough that he didn't, I don't even know that he said anything. He just said no. Like, he didn't even ask me, hey, where are you going? I mean, not even even in Spanish, he didn't say anything that indicated that he was curious about where I was going. He just saw me giving him change and was like, nah. And I was like, bro, I'm not trying to sleep on the bench. And then some kind passenger took pity on me. I don't know what they said, but they said something, and he was like, where are you trying to go? And I said where I was trying to go. Thank God. And he took my money. Then he told me how much it was, and I was like, you can't see my fingers. It's right here. You could have seen that if you had taken it or asked me where I was going. I was so annoyed. Anyway, that was my first fail, because I couldn't say to him, why won't you take my money? Or I'm going to Plaza de Castile. Like even though he didn't ask a question, I still could have been like, hey, what's going on here? Can I ride? Like, we're good. Anyway, so that was the first fail, right? So the next one I'm gonna say is so there's a cafe at my school where they serve coffee, and I wanted some coffee, and I wanted my coffee with soy milk, and they have soy milk, right? And I figured that out like 2 days before, and I had gotten this 2 days in a row. So this is my 3rd day getting this coffee with soy milk. And the lady on my 2nd day, when I started to say what I was going with soy milk, she just finished my sentence. She was like, oh, café con leche soja. And I was like, see. So like she knew my order already. So it's the third day, but it's a guy, and I feel like he was there. Maybe it was my fourth day, and I had ordered with him the third day. Anyway, I was trying to get him to understand. I was like, cafe con leche, soja. So coffee, cafe is coffee, con is with, and then leche is milk. So coffee with milk, and then the descriptor comes after the noun. So like with milk soy instead of soy milk. So I was like, soja. No, I was saying soja. So it's spelled Soja. So I was like soja, right? But it's pronounced soja. It's really, I think, pronounced soja. But because that's difficult to it's like from the throat. So I'm trying to get him to get but the thing about it for me is that I'm pointing to the soy milk, like I'm looking dead at it. I'm like, soja, and he's like, what? I'm like, soja, like soja. What's that? Right there. And he's not getting it. Like, it's right there. Like, and I'm like, I really almost gave up, but I was staring at it, and so it was so annoying. I was like, I almost wanted to walk behind the counter and just be like, this, bruh, this. But no, I didn't do it. Eventually, I think he was like, I don't know what he did, but like it was like one more try, and then he was like, oh, so ha. So then he like had me practice it with him real quick. So then the next day he was like, Capricorn's ha, and I was like, yes, please. But yeah, so I almost didn't get my coffee that day, but it was. I now know it, like it's seared in my mind that H's sound like no. That J sound like H's in Spanish. So like it was just right there. That's fail number 2. And then number three, and kind of one of the most prevalent for me is I don't know if you all have seen the substitute teacher skit on some comedy thing. It's very popular. I can't remember the name, but this skit. It's called Substitute Teacher, and the guy says the student's name's wrong. And if you haven't watched it and you need a laugh today, go watch Substitute Teacher with Pill. I think it's Pill. Not whatever. Look up Substitute Teacher. Okay. So yeah. Well, I was a substitute teacher before I got here, and so I did a lot of role reading, and it's not fun. Yeah, let me just tell y'all, it's like something to be nervous about. It's like, I don't want to read these names because it takes like 30 minutes if you don't know the names, because they're like, no, that's not my name, or that's not my. I'm talking about in Atlanta. That's not my name, or like. Yeah, it's just not a simple process, It's not. And so you learn to avoid it or do better. Or I look at my role, like as a substitute teacher, I looked at my role and studied it and practiced names before the students came to class. A lot of noises taking place at this time. It was a car, a truck, a motorcycle, and little kids that all kind of converged. The kids were in the park. They weren't where the cars and the trucks and the motorcycles were. But so yeah, so add on the extra layer of like not really knowing how to it's the sounds. So I think that if you're learning Spanish, one of the things I would say to learn first is the alphabet, and know how the alphabet is sounded. It sounds, because they pronounce things as it's spelled. Like it's spelled. Like if you have SOY, and it's like if you know the sounds, then you can pronounce the word. It's not like a silent this, a silent that. But some of the sounds are sounds that we're not used to using, like from the G's and the J's. You got to say it from throats. That's different. Also the R's, you gotta roll. as you say things, and it's kind of hard to be like conscious of it. So anyway, those I would say are the things to practice. So trying to say kids' names, like I'm like, ooh, I want to learn their names. I want to know who you are. I want to get to know you guys, but trying to like say their names is like difficult. So that would be the fail, because I will say the name and I'll say it, and the kids would like just laugh, and I say it again, and they're like, no, and then they're like, just call me. I hate that. When I hear the just call me, it's you've failed, and you're not allowed any more tries. Yeah, but I have been getting better pronouncing the sounds. I practice the sounds, and therefore I can get it better. So that is fail number 3, guys. Just as a recap, it's substitute teacher names. Number 2 was the coffee exchange, the soy coffee exchange. And number 1 was the bus, where I almost slept on a bench. Okay, now we're on to number 4, a bride, and this is very recent. Okay, so it was Thanksgiving, right? And I had a Friendsgiving, and so like the Friendsgiving with my friends who came in the same program as me, and we all have dispersed and gone to our different school, but we reconvened for Thanksgiving. Okay, and it was a potluck Thanksgiving, which I feel like most Thanksgivings technically are. You know, you bring different foods, and I was bringing some wine. Okay, and then I brought some wine, but I also brought what they call Tinto de Verano, right? So that is essentially like red drink of the summer. So Tinto means red. Verano is summer. So drink of the summer is like, it's like a wine cooler. I feel like that's a pretty good example, except it's not like fizzy. I think wine coolers are fizzy, but it's like a wine cooler. It's like sweet. It tastes good. It's kind of refreshing. It tastes good with like ice. It's nice. I like it. But yeah, so I was buying it. So I was in the store and I've seen the bottle before, so I know what it looks like. And I was like getting some wine, and I was like, okay, cool. I got the Tinto. I got 2 bottles, and it was super cheap. I was like, oh, that was easy. So I think I got that. No, I got it last Thursday. And so then, fast forward to like Thanksgiving night, and I'm like pouring a cup, and I'm like, why does this smell foul? Like, I was like, this is strong. I looked at the bottle, I looked at the cup, I could smell the cup, and I'm like, this is vinegar. This is vinegar. Guys, I bought red vinegar. 2 things of red vinegar. Because it was like vinegar de Tinto. And like, I was just brushing, trying to get things. And the thing that really helped me hit that, besides the fact that it smelled like vinegar, was that when I was buying the Tinto de Verano, like I saw like an apple one right next to it, and I was like, oh shit, they have an apple one too? Let me know. But then I was like, is this it? Because I hadn't seen the apple one before, I was really studying it. I was like, is this it? And I was like, no, I think that says vinegar. And I was like, vinegar de apple. I was like, that's apple cider vinegar. That's not it. Yet I bought the red vinegar right next to it, because I didn't realize that in my head it wasn't clicking that Tinto is red. Like I just knew the name of the drink, Tinto de Verano. I didn't know in my head it meant red drink of summer. Like I figured that out afterward, because I was like, Tinto de vinegar de Tinto is red, also red vinegar. Anyway, I basically had not translated Tinto de Verano, so I was just thinking of its name. It's like basically if it said Kool-Aid and I just saw Kool-Aid, so I just got the Kool-Aid, but it wasn't Kool-Aid, it was vinegar. Okay guys, it was vinegar. So I had no Tinto. But yeah, so that was a fail for sure. Verano. I think that's how you say it. Verano. Tinto de Verano. Okay. And so this one, guys. This one hurts my heart, right? So, okay, my roommate, he had his like his mom and his sister they stayed over this weekend, right? And so just actually I'll just tell the whole like story. So I got home because I had spent a night somewhere else the Friday night, and he had mentioned like Thursday, oh yeah, my sister and mom coming to town. I think he said something about, and he told me, he's like, yeah, we're going to a concert, and I was like, oh cool. Anyway, so then Thursday I went to Thanksgiving, Friday I went to work, Friday I went to a friend's house and I stayed there, and then so Saturday I was chilling in my friend's house all day, and then we all went to a birthday party, and then I came back home, right? Saturday night. And it was like it was late. It was like 12, right? So it was dark, and like we have like a pull-out couch in the living room in between our rooms. So but the bathroom is on the other side of the living room. So I'm going to the bathroom, and I'm trying to walk, like I walk through the darkness because it's dark, and I'm trying to. And now, mind you, he said that his sister and his mom were coming, but I didn't. The last time his mom came, she didn't stay at our house, so I'm not thinking that they're staying there. So I get to where the light is on the wall, which is like basically after you get through the living room. So I get through the living room, and then I run into okay, so like if you see right here, I might draw for y'all. Nah, am I gonna do it? I think I am. Okay. Wait. No. Okay. Bam. Okay. I think I got it. Okay. So, let's see if this works. Can you see it? Okay. So, if you can see it, and maybe you can't, I came in here, okay? And then I walked so the bed is right here, but I couldn't see that. So I walked all the way like this, and it's dark, and then I ran into the table that normally is right there. I walked all the way right here. I ran into that, and I was like, ow! Oh my god, ow! I didn't scream. I was just like, ow. And then I turned on the light, and I was about to keep going towards the bathroom that way, but I glanced back and I noticed that there were two individuals right here staring at me like, what the fuck is going on? Because I had just turned the light, which is right here, over them, and I was like, and I had totally forgot that he said his people would be here, and so I was like, and then the mom is like, she's so nice, she was like, you okay? Because she saw that I was holding my leg, because I'm stunned, like holding my knee that just like ran into the nightstand, or the table. The table is like a nightstand, and then the sister's like, that one eye is like, why is the light on that? So I was like, turn on the light, kept going. Yeah, so that happened, and the next morning they invited me to go to breakfast with them. I was like, all right, cool. So I decided to go to breakfast with them, and I'm trying to make small talk because they both speak Spanish. My roommate speaks English as well, but his mom and his sister speak mostly Spanish. So I'm like trying to practice my Spanish, trying to like speak small talk. So I'm like, I knew they came for a concert, so I was like, Cómo el concierto? So like, Cómo is how, and it's also like, and el is like the, and concerto is concert. So it was like how the concert, basically. That was like the basic sentence I was going for. And then his mom was like, I'm like, damn, I thought that was understandable. Like, normally people just kind of piece together what I'm saying if I say enough words that they know and kind of. I was like, dang. So then I went to my handy dandy Google Translate app, and I was like, nah, man, I'm gonna get this. And I was like, Cómo estaba el concierto? And the mom was like, and I think I was like, really like, the concerto? Like, I showed her, and then she was like, it's a surprise. And I was like, and then she was like, it's a surprise for her. And I was like, first of all, she said it's a surprise so clearly, I was stunned because I wasn't prepared for the English that came at me in that moment. And then I was like, oh my God. And the sister's like, oh, that's what it is. She didn't say that clearly in English, but she was like, oh yeah. And I was like, no. If you really know me, you know that I think that spoiling surprises is one of the most evil things that you can ever do, especially if you do it purposely, okay? But if you don't do it purposely, it just sucks, okay? And people who spoil movies, like just movie spoilers, I think that sucks. I had heard in college someone who intentionally spoiled someone's birthday party, like surprise. Why would you do that? Why? Anyway, I had also just told the girl whose the house I had spent the night at, I had just told her about my 15th birthday and how my mom and my dad had surprised me with the Jonas Brothers concert, and it was just like one of my favorite memories in my life. So when she told me that I had spoiled the surprise for the concert, I was like, I felt terrible. I felt super terrible. But I realized that people go to concerts more than me. That being my only concert I went to. So it was a lot more significant, you know, that it was surprise and my birthday. And I was like, maybe it doesn't mean that much, you know, to them. But I was like, you just had to get them to understand what you were trying to say. Huh? Just had to get them to understand. But the mom was like, oh, it's okay. And the sister was like, thanks for telling me. The mom was like, yeah, the sister had been asking, so what's the surprise that morning? What's the surprise that evening? So like, I supplied that. So guys, that was a pretty huge fail for me. And I was just like, wow. Going back to my list, and that was number 5. So yeah. Ruining the surprise because I was trying so hard to get them to understand my Spanish. Buying red vinegar when I was supposed to be buying red wine or Tinto de Verano. Saying the kid's name wrong. Very wrong. The coffee exchange when I'm trying to get the guy to know soy milk, and we weren't getting there. The bus stop where I almost slept on a nice little bench. And so for the last 2, right? It's a little more serious for you. I would say like my 6th like biggest fail I think that I've come to the realization of this past weekend is like trying to kind of like on the weekends I go to like I found a Spanish Seventh-day Adventist church out here, and they do so much. They got things here and there and doing there, and we doing this and we doing that, and it can be kind of overwhelming because I'm like, I didn't practice this week. I didn't practice enough to be around them right now. Like I didn't study. Like they'll notice that like you didn't get better since last weekend when we were trying to talk to you, and you know we were saying we didn't know what you were saying. So I try to like kind of avoid being there with them. But that's kind of counterproductive because by being around them, one, they motivate you a little bit more if they can, or you get more scared like I did. But also they answer my question. So if I ask, how do you say this? Or like I can kind of piece it together like being with them, I will learn. So thankfully, I had a friend who really talked to me. She was like, "Yeah, you're gonna learn more by being around them, not by avoiding them." No one's. She essentially was like, "No one's judging you because you don't know Spanish." And what did she say? She was like, you can ask people. She was like, be that annoying kid. Ask questions. How do you como se dice? Which is how do you say it? Como se dice so, and como se dice this, and pointing and talking, like just being there in the thick of things, like trying. So the biggest fail has been one of my biggest fails has been trying to kind of avoid that. But no more. Okay. No more. And then the last one, my number 7, has been being the same person that I was in America. Like, in Spain, I'm here to learn different things. But I've caught myself being in the flow of going to work and then going home and giving my computer and doing this or studying that or doing this or studying that. But I'm here in Madrid. Like, I could go to work. Okay, so no, I couldn't go to the job that I currently work at, interact with the students I currently do. That part I couldn't do at home. But the idea of going to work and going home and going back to my room and like my little bubble, like, that's not helping me gain the perspective I was trying to gain when I came out here. Just a lot of people passing me. But yeah, that's not helping me like grow to be the person I was trying to accomplish, like, or become by coming here, or helping me learn Spanish. It's not helping me grow in any type of way. So it's time to get out of my house. What you see, I'm not in my room recording this. I'm out here, y'all. I'm out here with the little kitties yelling over there. I hope y'all can hear me clearly, okay? But yeah, so like, I'm not gonna like let any like the fear of just not being prepared when it comes to Spanish speaking, or the anxiety of not having like enough funds, like going out to the, I'm gonna pause you again, hang on. I shouldn't have paused it. My students were walking by, they were like, hi buddy. I was like, hi. Can you see them? Yeah. Anyway, so what was I saying? Yeah, not letting fears stop me from engaging in this world around me, engaging in this country that I'm blessed to be able to have experience in. So yeah, those are my top 7 fails since I've been in Spain. I accidentally hit the stop on the record button, and so I didn't get my last part, but this is my last part. While I have been able to recognize my fails, I also have been able to learn from my fails, and fails help you learn. And that's what I really wanted to be here to do, to learn, to become not a different person, but to enhance the person that I am today by adding new perspectives and new language and like new culture. And that's what's been happening, and I really appreciate it. So to all of you all, I say punch fear in the face, okay? No, but seriously, what I do say is recognize fear for the protection that it's trying to be. It's trying to protect you. It's trying to like help you, and it's trying to guard you. And you could just pat fear on the back and it's like, thank you. I really appreciate it. But I'm gonna go through this door now because I feel like it's gonna help me. And you go through that door, okay? So, but seriously, don't let fear stop you from doing the things you gotta do. And be aware of it. Like, sometimes it's really hard to recognize how fear is playing out in your life. But I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the month, rest of the week. Come back next week to see me again, okay? And what I've done, because now I'm making you guys my accountability partner. I gotta tell you that I've done something. All right. Bye.